Hi there, I'm Emma Barra and I am co-founder of We Can Access. I am also a parent of two children with special needs kids. I wanted to talk to you very briefly today about a conversation I had with another parent of special needs kids about how we deal with it, how we feel about that. About the grief we feel about that, and how we're not actually always allowed to feel that grief. It's very difficult. So we were chatting, and I said to her how much I love my kids, but it's sometimes very difficult. But people always say to me, it's a blessing. God never gives us more than we can handle. What a gift you've been given. And it makes it very hard when you're faced with that to talk about how you are really feeling. And she said, absolutely, I feel exactly the same way. It's very, very frustrating. I'm sitting here, I don't feel grateful, I don't feel blessed. Instead, I feel sad because my children are going to have a tough time going through life. I feel jealous that other parents are able to leave their kids at daycare or at a camp or at even with their grandparents for the day and know that they're going to be fine, happy, it's all going to be okay. This is something that, neither she nor I can actually do and relax about it. And she said she felt angry as well, just so angry that it is so difficult to move around the world. And again, these are all emotions that I completely connected with. It's so difficult to move around the world for our children, and having people staring at them and looking at them a little funny and a little strange, or why aren't they behaving or reacting the way I expect them to react. It's difficult for them, and it's difficult for us or for the whole family. When you're on tenterhooks, when you go out, wondering if you're going to have a meltdown, if they're going to be too tired, if they're going to have to need a quiet space somewhere halfway along the journey. And with that, we were talking about the guilt that we feel the whole time. Should we have noticed something earlier? Certainly in my case, with my daughter having a brain tumour, should I have noticed it beforehand? What could I have done? Should I have been stricter or more forceful with the doctors to look at her? Should I have known? Are we doing the right thing now? Am I fighting hard enough for her? Am I looking for all the therapies that she might need? Am I making all the connections or taking her to all the events or activities that she can do? Am I getting all the support that I can for her? Sometimes all this thing is it can be all consuming, and it's hard for us. And my friend said, what we're feeling is grief. And as a parent of a special needs kid, we're not always allowed to admit that and to talk about that, because there's a pressure to say, I love my child the way they are, I embrace them, and I do. But it's hard, and I am grieving for the child that I didn't have, the child that I thought would read, do the same things as I did, read under the covers at night until she falls asleep, go to different youth clubs and join in, want to be a leader, all of those kinds of things that you hope for your child. And even if they want to do those things, we're currently living in a world that makes it hard for them to do those things. Now we talk. My friend she's a doctor as well, so she very kindly wrote a course on grief. If you want to know a bit more about grief, we have a course at wecanaccess.com. But I'm not going to go into all the details now. But it's important that we recognise that parents of special needs kids can feel grief, and that can make us sad, it can make us angry, it can make us frustrated, it can make us anxious, it can make us feel guilty, and sometimes that spills over, and sometimes I might come across as an overprotective mother, sometimes I come across as an angry mother, sometimes I go into conversations or to services ready for a fight because that's what I've learnt I'm going to expect. And we all deal with our grief in different ways. Lots of people set up charities, they get involved in volunteering, they focus, or they might focus completely on their child and making sure that they can be the best person they can be. For David and me, we set up We Can Access, and we want to, that's our way of dealing with our grief. We want to tackle inclusion, and we want to tackle accessibility, and we want to foster understanding. And that's what I hope, that if you've watched this today, that we've managed to foster a little bit more understanding of what the parents of children with special needs kids go through. And I hope that helps inform you as you work with parents like us. And I also hope, if you're a parent like me, that it's good to know that you're not alone. It's okay. You don't have to feel guilty for feeling sad and frustrated sometimes, for feeling angry. It's okay. It's normal, it's natural, and you're not alone. Thank you very much for listening. Bye.